My neighbor has been stealing my packages for years. The delivery I arranged specially for him changed the entire neighborhood dynamic. I, 33 moved into my current neighborhood about 4 years ago. It's one of those suburban developments where the houses all look similar enough that visitors get lost, but different enough that everyone can claim their place has character. I work from home as a software developer, which means I order pretty much everything online. The package theft started about 3 months after I moved in. At first, I thought it was just normal delivery issues, packages getting lost in transit or delivered to the wrong address. I'd get notifications that something was delivered, go check the porch, and find nothing. I filed claims, got replacements, and didn't think much of it. Then it happened again, and again, and again. After about the 10th missing package, I knew something was up. I set up a cheap security camera, and sure enough, I caught the culprit, my next-door neighbor. Middle-aged guy, always wearing those cargo shorts no matter the weather, with that smug look of someone who thinks they're too smart to get caught. The camera footage showed him casually walking up to my porch, looking around quickly, and then grabbing my packages like they were his own. He even had the audacity to check the labels sometimes before taking them. The worst part? He'd wave at me the next day like nothing happened. I confronted him, of course. Walked over one evening with my phone showing clear video evidence of him taking my stuff. "Oh, those were yours," he said with fake surprise. "I thought they were mine and had been delivered to your house by mistake." Every single time. For months. I showed him the footage of him clearly reading the label with my name on it before taking the packages. He just shrugged and said, "Must have misread it." I told him to return my stuff. He claimed he'd already thrown most of it away or used it. When I mentioned involving the police, he laughed and said, "For what? A few misdelivered packages? They have real crimes to solve." I did file a police report, but my neighbor was right about one thing. They didn't care much. Civil matter, they said. Small claims court if you want to pursue it. I tried different delivery instructions. I installed a locked package box. I had things delivered to my workplace when possible. But somehow, he'd still manage to get some of my deliveries, especially if I wasn't home exactly when they arrived. The homeowners association was useless. "We can't get involved in disputes between neighbors," they said. Other neighbors either didn't believe me or didn't want to get involved. Some even suggested I was overreacting. After nearly 3 years of this nonsense, I'd had enough. If the system wouldn't help me, I'd have to get creative. I did some research and found out my package thief had recently been bragging all over the neighborhood about how his daughter had gotten accepted to a prestigious university. This was my opportunity. I ordered several items from an adult novelty store and had them shipped to my address in boxes that clearly displayed the university's logo that I printed and affixed myself. Then I made sure to be away when they were scheduled to arrive. Like clockwork, the camera caught him swiping all 3 packages within an hour of delivery. But this time, I didn't confront him. I waited. 2 days later, there was a gathering at his house, some kind of celebration for his daughter. Extended family, neighbors, his daughter's friends from school. Everyone was there, including me. I'd received an invitation. Ironically enough, we maintained the facade of being cordial neighbors despite everything. I timed my arrival perfectly, just as everyone was gathering in their living room where gifts for the daughter were displayed. And there they were, my packages, still in the boxes with the university logo, placed prominently among the other gifts. His daughter, excited about anything with her future school's logo, grabbed one and started opening it right in front of everyone. The look on my neighbor's face transitioned from confusion to horror as she pulled out the first item, an extremely large and anatomically detailed adult toy in a shocking neon color. The room went silent. Then his daughter opened the second package, revealing an assortment of items that I won't describe in detail, but let's just say they weren't meant for family viewing. His wife turned to him, utterly bewildered. "What is this?" Before he could respond, I chimed in helpfully. "Oh, those must be the packages that were delivered to my house by mistake. I've been missing quite a few deliveries lately. The timing couldn't have been more perfect." The delivery guy showed up at that exact moment with another package, legitimately for them this time. My neighbor's wife intercepted it and inspected the label carefully before accepting it, giving her husband a suspicious look. "Strange coincidence," I added. "Your husband has received several of my packages by mistake too. For years, actually. I have videos if anyone's interested." The entire room stared at him. His face turned a shade of red I'd never seen on a human being before. His wife's eyes narrowed. "Videos?" I nodded. "Security camera footage. Going back years. Of him taking packages from my porch. Packages with my name clearly on them." His mother-in-law, a stern-looking woman who had been quietly observing, spoke up. "So you've been stealing? From your own neighbor?" He stammered something about misunderstandings and mistakes. I continued, addressing the room. "I filed police reports. Talked to the HOA. Nothing helped. So I thought maybe if everyone knew what was happening. The daughter, now mortified and angry, stormed out of the room. Several relatives made awkward excuses and left. The remaining guests stared at my neighbor with undisguised disgust. His wife pulled him into the kitchen. Even from the living room, we could all hear her furious whispers about embarrassment, respect, and possible legal consequences. I stayed just long enough to accept a slice of cake, thank the host for their hospitality, and make my exit. As I left, I heard his wife asking about other missing items from around their house that she'd blamed on her own forgetfulness. The fallout was immediate and lasting. Within days, everyone in the neighborhood knew. People who had previously dismissed my complaints were now apologizing for not taking me seriously. Others came forward with their own stories of missing deliveries. The HOA, suddenly concerned about the community's reputation, issued a stern warning about respecting property rights. They even discussed installing community cameras at street entrances. My neighbor's family dynamics shifted visibly. His wife now collected all deliveries personally. His daughter barely spoke to him in public. The neighbors who used to have him over for barbecues stopped inviting him. Most importantly, not a single one of my packages has gone missing since that day. Sometimes, when we pass each other while getting the mail, he still gives me that neighbor nod, but there's no wave anymore. Just a quick downward glance and hurried steps back to his house. The other day, I received a package that was actually misdelivered. It had his name on it. I walked it over immediately and handed it to his wife. "Just wanting to be a good neighbor," I said with a smile. She thanked me and gave her husband a pointed look before closing the door. It's amazing how doing the right thing, returning something that doesn't belong to you, can be so simple. It's a lesson I think he's finally learning, one uncomfortable family dinner at a time.